Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Environmental Social Justice. I'm your host, Wendy Nystrom. And today we welcome back Drew Shula. He is the founder and CEO of the Verdical Group. And today we're talking about the NetZero conference. So welcome back, Drew.
Thank you, Wendy. Great to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime. And this is your 10th anniversary for NetZero. That's kind of huge.
It is. I cannot believe it's been 10 years. That's wild. Yeah, a decade of NetZero conferences now. So, yep, celebrating the 10th year.
And the crazy thing is when I first, left the insurance world, started going over to sustainability, really focusing on it, the first time I sat down with a group of sustainability people, the first thing said to me was, have you gone to NetZero yet?
That's amazing.
And I was like, what's NetZero? And all of a sudden, I was like, this encompasses everything. Now, yes, you started off green architecture. I get that. But now you've grown to encompass everything about sustainability and climate and the NetZero. Could you tell people what kind of things they can expect when they walk in the door?
Yeah, we really have grown this into more of a climate-focused conference. So, of course, climate change and the climate crisis impacts everybody, impacts every single industry in the world. And as Verdical Group's a green building consulting company, sustainability consulting. And so we definitely came more out of the building industry, which of course does have a huge impact on the climate crisis. 40% of global carbon emissions come from the built environment. So we're a big part of the problem and also a big part of the solution in the building industry. But of course, there's another 60% of global carbon emissions from other industries, shipping and fashion and agriculture and every imaginable industry. And so we've grown the NetZero conference to really encompass everybody and all people, all industries, and trying to get everybody under one big tent to help become part of the solution.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that you bring everybody together, and I mean, fashion is a big issue now. People are now recognizing the carbon footprint of fashion, transportation, the shipping of goods and materials. And you bring these people together because the only way we're going to learn is from talking to each other.
That's right.
So you have your exhibition hall where your people have their booths set up with either inventions or established entities like USGBCLA. But also you're bringing people that are speakers. And you have a couple teasers that you can share with us, perhaps, of who we can expect this year?
Yeah, we have some really incredible talks lined up. We had a record number of abstracts submitted for speaker sessions and panels, and we're only able to accept about 15% of the submissions. And it's such high quality content that people are sending in, and it's really sad. Honestly, we have to decline then 85% of the submissions. And so it's a really tough process. We have an abstract review committee that scores all the speaker submissions, and that's how our program gets put together. We have just really incredible content. It's almost like a TED conference type level of quality across the whole program. And we have folks from Rocky Mountain Institute, ZGF Architects. We've got Meta in the program this year. Just a lot of really exciting companies and organizations that are presenting on what they're doing to really create a net zero future that we're all trying to build. But one of the hottest topics for me this year that I'm super keyed into is around decarbonization and what that means around getting natural gas out of buildings. It's a hot topic. You sometimes hear natural gas referred to as a bridge fuel, or as better than coal or oil, but it is a massive CO2 impact, and we're trying to really push that movement forward. There's electrification goals in the state of California to require natural gas to be out of new construction buildings already. So it's happening here in California, and we'll be spreading across the country and the globe as we really kind of get natural gas out of buildings. So that's one of the things I'm most excited about this year.
And just so people understand, when we talk about natural gas, we're talking about methane gas, which
That's right.
It's methane, and that is a compound that actually has more greenhouse gas effect than CO2.
That's right. So, I think it's like 25 times more potent than CO2. And yeah, that's what's in natural gas. There's a movement right now to change that terminology. It's kind of a greenwashed term in itself to call it natural gas. Of course, it is naturally occurring, right? But it's not natural in the sense that, your food is natural or organic and it's healthy and good for you. Natural gas is not good for you. So referring to it, renaming it methane gas. I've also heard it called fossil gas is more appropriate. And if we can all start to do that as much as possible, it'll help change the perception around the negative impact of methane gas.
And with everything comes change. I mean, methane gas was necessary at a time. It's how people cook food, it heated their homes. But with technology comes advancement, comes change. And we have to start embracing that and just focusing on what's better every single decade and for the future before us.
That's right. Even myself, right? Like, I'm a big advocate now to get gas out of buildings, but even for me, I've just learned about this and really been educated myself. And I'm a sustainability consultant working on this every day, like really in the past maybe 3 or 4 years. So it's just it's a big change and a big new way of thinking about things that we had not really done previously. But we do need to really focus on this now if we're gonna move the needle on the climate crisis. We're trying to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, and we have to make some of these huge changes in order to get there.
And the change needs to happen now. The actions have to happen now, which is why we need the NetZero conference, because these people come together and talk to each other. They learn from each other. And we're talking 1,500 attendees, 53 countries and 45 states. This is a very large group. And it's also very diverse. So we have pretty much a 50-50 split of men and women, 5% non-binary. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is friendly. I've attended it myself. And I believe the Expo Hall is still free. So you can wander the Expo Hall
The
if you want
Expo
to.
Hall is totally free. Yes. Please come out. We just want to get people there and learning and talking to these companies. Also on the speaker metrics too, we're really trying to elevate all people and the diversity and inclusion within our group of speakers too. So we don't have the set numbers yet because they're still shifting around a little bit, but we're very close to being at least 50% people of color within the speaker program as well, which is something we're really proud about. And as well as you said, the gender breakdown as well. So just trying to make the perspectives that folks hear from at the NetZero conference as diverse as possible.
Absolutely. Diversity is key, because I always tell people, if you're excluding a group of people, you are missing out on a massive amount of experience and knowledge. I mean, we all have different backgrounds, different experiences. And once we pull everyone together, we start learning much faster.
Absolutely. Yeah. We need all those perspectives. Again, it's, especially around the climate crisis, because it's a global issue and it impacts everybody, every country, every state in the U.S., every industry. We need all these different perspectives together in order to make that happen. And that's the goal for the NetZero conferences. We're 1,500 attendees this year, but we want this to be a 30,000 person conference in the years to come. And we're at the LA Convention Center again this year, and we have this largest venue in Southern California. We want to keep filling it up and growing it every year as we move forward. So that's our goal.
Dare I say, maybe have an East Coast, West Coast conference.
Love it. We're all for it.
Yeah, just so because you say you have to reject 85% of your speakers just because of the time commitment. Have more than one conference, then
Absolutely,
you can have more speakers.
Yeah. We need that growth, and part of that too is the revenue model around a conference is all about companies paying to participate, coming in as sponsors, exhibitors in the Expo Hall. And so that's something just a reminder for all the folks listening to your program today. Come get involved, show your support, tell your story around what you're doing around climate action at the NetZero conference to highlight your company. It's a great benefit to all the companies out there. And then, of course, it allows this movement to grow as we scale up the conference as well.
Oh yeah, and I mean, even being an exhibitor in the booths, so many people walk through that hall that are looking for new materials or new ideas or new consultants, because they don't know everything about sustainability. So they come to this saying, I need to learn. I don't know what I'm doing. And they'll find you and they will hire you. And that is the whole synergy of the whole process. Now, that being said, could you please share dates, times? How do people register? Right now, registration just opened, I believe, on Monday.
Registration just opened. There's actually an early bird special right now until June 30th. The conference dates, it's the middle of September, so just a couple months away now. Gosh, it comes up on us fast every year. So I think it's September 13th and 14th. So it's spread over 2 days. The main conference day is September 14th at the LA Convention Center. Then we have lots of other fun events happening around the conference. There's a welcome happy hour on the 13th. There's a big gala. Our Trailblazer Gala is the evening of the 14th, where we recognize leaders around the net zero space and climate space, and give our Trailblazer Awards at the gala each year. We'll be doing some yoga and a beach cleanup. There's lots of fun things happening around the Net Zero conference as well over those 2 days. So, yeah, we have lots of folks coming in from other states and countries to the conference. We look forward to welcoming everybody here in Los Angeles. What else can I share with you? Some of the events are at really cool venues as well. The gala's at a venue downtown LA called the Millwick. It's in an old industrial building that was renovated into this really cool event space. So that's where we'll have our gala this year. Yeah, 1,500 attendees. It's super exciting. Check out the website. It's netzeroconference.com. We just want everybody there. Registration's open. So check it out. Register today. And we hope to see you in LA in the middle of September.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful time of year to be here. So guys, please check out the Net Zero Conference. Please check out Drew Shula and Verdical Group. Thank you again for coming. Always a pleasure talking to you, Drew.
Oh my gosh, Wendy, thanks for having me on. I love the work you're doing with ESJ. It's so impactful. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. And I, good synergies here. We're all in the same boat. And yes, pollution does not respect borders. This is affecting everyone.
That's right.
On that, guys, Wendy Nystrom, your host with Environmental Social Justice. Again, Drew Shula, Verdical Group. Please check out the Net Zero Conference mid-September. And that happy hour sounds very intriguing to me. I think I'm going to look into that one.
You have to be there. I'll see you in September.
Absolutely.
If not before.
Probably definitely before.
Thank you,
All right,
Wendy.
guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.